What's going on, YouTube? This is Ricky J back at you, man, with some more information about EA Sports UFC 5. And I gotta say, man, MMA Junkie had an epic sit-down interview with the dev team for EA Sports UFC 5, and it was incredible. I'll leave a link to the whole interview, the whole sit-down for you guys, but I'm going to dive deep into the fine details that was mentioned in the video. I want to say this. The game won't be crossplay, and there won't be a pride mode, which is kind of sad, man. And also, when they asked about on online ranked championships, when they have like that timer with the two divisions, and after an hour it switches to two different divisions, they asked if that's going to be taken out of the game because a lot of people like myself only have an hour to play the game, and sometimes it's not in the weight class that I want to play in. And they said that they kind of dodged that question and talked about the online career mode and not so much about ranked championships having that fixed, weight classes that is timed every single hour it changes. So we don't know about that, but I'm going to get into the details here. So it says that details about the real impact system. Okay. So cuts, bruising, and swelling accumulate in accurate locations based on the damage you inflict and take in-game, including over 64,000 possible combinations of facial damage a fighter can sustain. Wow, man, that's pretty incredible. Causing a cut near an opponent's eye can impair their vision and cause them to take more damage on that side, so they don't see subsequent strikes as well. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, why does that even matter? Well, your character that you're controlling will then have like a tough time blocking on the side that is cut. So even though you're holding block, the fighter will be slow to react to the strikes coming his way or her way. Bust an opponent's nose to potentially hinder their breathing and slow their stamina recovery. Take too many low calf kicks and your character may start to limp with related mobility decline. Authentic damage adds a whole new layer of strategic possibilities to the fight. So in the interview, I call it the interview, but yeah, in the sit down, it was an interview. They did say that when you're... Oh, look at this. Thanks so much for the sub.
It ain't talking about the sandwich.
I appreciate that. Oh, yeah. But yeah, if you get a cut, then your fighter's going to be so slow to get that block up. How do doctors check and stoppages work? If a player sustains a significant injury, the ref can now step in, pause the action, and summon the ringside doctor to inspect the damage. If the player is unable to shift tactics and protect the injury area from future damage, the doctor might stop the fight. This gives players more strategic opportunities to gain result-influencing advantages as one thrives and survives. So it's kind of like in Fight Night. If you ever play bare knuckle Fight Night and you hear the commentators talking about like the left side of your face, you have to change your game plan, switch stances, or, you have to basically kind of protect that beat up part of your body. If it's your legs, face, arms, you name it. So that's good, man. New strikes and hit reactions. The game features all new animations for ground and pound elbows, spinning attacks, and a variety of other punches, kicks, knees, and elbows. New striking animations emulate heavy hitters, professional kickboxers, and more, giving you all new ways to stand and bang. In addition, new hit reaction animations and physics make sure you feel the impact of a clean connection. They were saying too that when you tap the striking button, it'll be like a quick strike, but if you hold that button, you will dish out a strong strike. So if you throw like, a straight, if you hold that, apparently you'll throw like a vicious overhand, which is a lot different than what we've seen in the past. So let's see here. Seamless submissions. This is where it's interesting. They got rid of the mini games. So there are no more mini games, no more gates, no more chasing people around that circle. Or using the bumpers to get out of those joint submissions. The new seamless submissions functions as a revamped extension of the existing grappling system with faster animations and the removal of minigames. Beginners can use grapple assist for help on the canvas, while veterans will have new depths to uncover and enjoy. So that's crazy, man. I can't wait to see how that goes, man. Like, how do you stop a submission without a mini game? That's the one thing I was thinking about. How do you stop it? Or does it end quick with no struggle? We shall soon see. Cinematic knockout replays. So that's going to be really cool. I'm not going to read that. With the new Frostbite engine, we will see something spectacular that we have not seen in previous editions. Advanced fighter likeness. This is what I was talking about with a friend, man, with the new strand-based hair technology that they have, powered by Frostbite. So this is what it says. Powered by Frostbite, and a significant upgrade to lighting and rendering features, including dual lobe skin and eye shading, strand-based hair, updated fighter body types, and industry-leading facial animations. Technology, fighter likeness acutely represents the real-life counterpart. So it's just going to make people that are inside that ring that you know and love come to life, man. They are going to come to life with this awesome new Frostbite engine. I can't wait to see the strand-based hair. I want to see realistic flow of Clay Guida. Well, if he has his hair long, or any other fighter that is, you know, a lot of the women have that long hair. Who else has long hair in the game? Man, Brian Ortega. I can't wait to see it. Also, visual effects. Improved fidelity means when fighters absorb strikes, the results show on their face and body in an authentic, wince-inducing fashion. Plus, all new fluid physics and particle systems make blood and sweat drip and spray as it does during the heat of the action in the octagon. That's why they made the game rated M for mature, because it's going to be a lot more gruesome than what you've seen in the past. New game cinematics. Frostbite powers brand new cinematic moments where attention to detail and fighter fidelity make you feel like you're in the arena for a sold-out pay-per-view event. This is what I was talking about. From the roar of the crowd to Bruce Buffer's iconic introductions, new in-game cinematics bring a whole new level of excitement and authenticity and immersion into UFC 5. I was talking about this, that I want the crowd to be more involved, man. I want to be able to feel like I'm actually watching a pay-per-view or in a fight. I want to see things like that, man. I want to see the crowd actually caring about what is happening inside the ring. Fight week challenges. So leading up to a pay-per-view, in the week leading up to and after the biggest UFC events, players will have access to limited time fight week challenges. These challenges give players the opportunity to unlock rewards inspired by those events, including new alter egos, created fighter vanity items, player profile customization assets, and fighter emotes. We've had this in the past. I remember we had this in the past where they had those fight week challenges. Yeah, I remember that. It was there before. Correct me if I'm wrong. Introduction of alter egos. So alter egos lets you play as your favorite fighters in their authentic career-defining moments, such as a fighter's memorable UFC debut when they capture the title and more. Wow, wait a minute. Alter egos lets you play as your favorite fighters in their authentic career-defining moment. So are they going to have moments where you get to jump in and relive someone's debut or their first attempt at a UFC title, like GSP back in the day when he lost the first time to Matt Hughes and then he came back at UFC 65 and won? Just don't put UFC 69 when Sarah beat St. Pierre. St. Pierre is my favorite fighter of all time, by the way. What will the EA UFC roster size look like? So I'll just say, I watched the video. There's going to be 300 fighters at launch, but they're going to always continue to add to the roster for the foreseeable future, for the whole life of the game until the next one comes out. Will character models be updated post-launch? If there's a fairly significant change in the fighter, they said that they will make changes. Someone gets a new, large, fairly noticeable tattoo, or someone goes from having a full head of hair to shaving a head, which they don't want because they want to show you the new graphic technology of the hair, man. But they will make those updates as well. Can you share more about the alter ego? So each alter ego will have its own version. It will be very authentic of the way they look from the era or event that they're based off of. That doesn't mean we're always going to stick with authentic representations of the past as well. We have the origins that we showed during the presentation from outside the world of UFC, and we hope to add more to that as well. So it's nice that they're working on the whole alter ego aspect. It says here, what's can you share about the new submission? I guess it's a little tight. Look at that little grammatical error. What can you share? This is interesting because it says with seamless submissions, it's going to be clean. I'm not sure what they like. It's going to be more flowing and realistic looking. It's going to be an extension of the ground game. There's no more mini games that's going to pop up over your fighters. It's going to be the same HUDs, and submissions are going to flow within one another. There's going to be transitions, submissions, reversal sweeps inside the submissions, so it's a lot more smoother. I'm just wondering, well, we'll wait and see, man, but how do you, like, fight off a submission? Like, is it going to give you a lot of time to work, you know what I mean? Or is the submission going to be quick? Outside the new submission system, how has the ground game evolved or been changed? I'm not going to read all of it, but with 60 frames per second, they're saying that you're going to see a quick ground game. Users will be able to input their moves a lot faster this year. Let's hope it's not too fast. It's going to be more intense. You're going to be able to do ground and pound faster. Since they added elbows, you're going to be able to add elbows. It says here our real damage system is going to play a significant impact on the ground game because you don't want to absorb too many elbows. You don't want to get cut, man. They'll stop the fight. It's going to be a different way to play the ground game. You don't want to get, see, look, it's here. It says you don't want to get hit this year on the ground or on the feet. It's going to be a lot quicker. Let's hope it's not too quick. I'm always worried that it's going to be too quick. What more can you share about the new damage system? With the new damage system, you don't want to get hit this year. I think last year at UFC 4, you fished for hit reactions and you fished for knockdowns. You didn't really care how much damage you sustained because you would just kind of like hang back and kind of recover. Or it didn't really matter too much how much you got hit, as long as your damage meter was somewhat recoverable. That's exactly what I just said. This year in UFC 5, with a real impact system, you do not want to get hit. Elbows will cut you, and it will change the meta of the game, like I said earlier. If you get cut over your eyebrow, it affects your vision, but it's going to allow you to be more vulnerable on the side you're cut. Essentially, the fighter can't see. Your fighter is going to have a harder time bringing up, look at this, their hand to block. It's going to affect the speed of their block, which will result in your opponent, coming right through with a strike that you're not going to be able to block. That's the whole new mechanics of striking this year and our damage system. Wow, man. What about the striking? What are some marquee changes? Here we go. We've added all new strikes and hit reactions this year. There's spinning attacks and body punches. Calf kicks? Okay. You can have a normal leg kick, but if you do the input, you can also throw a calf kick. We've also added hold inputs. We've had hold inputs before, but it says for power punches, you can throw your hook, but if you hold the input, you can throw an overhand. Before, you'd have to hold like a modifier, and then the striking button. Same with the question mark kick. But with the question mark kick, that's what we did before. It will be the same input as your roundhouse kick, but if you hold it, you will throw a question mark kick. There's a lot more nuances and mechanics we've added to the game. Striking is a big part of that. If you throw a roundhouse kick, this is what they were saying. If you throw a roundhouse kick and you miss, there won't be that like delay where you're kind of vulnerable. You could turn your body and throw it into a spinning back fist. So if you miss, man, you can still throw strikes, but you got to watch out, man. Watch out for your stamina. There were frustrations with the knee to elbow combination. So apparently when they tested it, they said that when they were playing the game that they didn't have any issues with the knee elbow spamming. How do you approach the balance of realism and arcade style play? I won't go through this whole thing just because I don't want this video to be too long, but it says you can apply them in any mode, fight mode, tournament mode, as part of the game. What these game styles are is basically a predefined set of gameplay sliders. So it says that you could do stand and bang, which we've done before, which disables the ground game. you can apply that to career mode. So you could do a whole career mode in stand and bang. I wonder if you could do a whole career mode in like jiu-jitsu. I wonder, man. There's a knockout game style for our casual users. You have a health meter. It's kind of like Street Fighter style. Let's see here. You want a true to life experience as real as it gets. There's a simulation game style you can apply to any game mode in the game, and it will be much harder for stamina, much more real impact damage. You basically do not want to get hit at all in that mode. That's with a real-time clock as well. Nice. And here it is, man. What details can you share about the changes to career mode? So it says here, there will be a whole new introduction to career mode. Valentin Shevchenko will welcome the player with Coach Davis, and they're going to guide the player through the career. There's going to be new cinematics, new locations, then a redefined focus on onboarding. We're also updating training camp, allowing players to simulate training and sparring to repeat fitness to get to fights faster. I wish they had something where like the mini games are a lot more fun and then you want to continue doing them instead of simulating. We know training camps can really bog you down, especially when you're doing a 40 fight career multiple times. The challenge packs are going to make a difference in career mode as well. Once you finish a challenge pack, we're going to essentially, you'll get a grade for it, and you might get a grade for it B or an A, and you could simulate that. It will give you fitness and evolution points to buy more perks, attributes, all that stuff. We've added a lot more stuff in the game. The fans' social media challenges, so there's social media challenges where fans will ask you to do certain things in the fight. If you accept it, you'll become a fan favorite, and there'll be more hype behind you. But if you decline it, you're going to have fans that are going to be pretty upset at you. There's also new sponsorships in the game. Look at this, Prime, Logan, KSI, Toyo Tires, ESPN Plus, Venom. They have all sponsors who will sign in. We don't really need to know. I don't really care too much about that. Have you ever considered there's no Dana White mode or My GM in the game yet? Is there any chance of return of Pride? They were saying that the door is open, that it may come into play in future titles. We're always talking about what we can take with the product. They did talk about like if there were DLCs, but I don't think that they're going to add Pride as a DLC. See this? Yeah, I'm just looking at it real quick. Let's see here. Will there be fouls? There are no fouls or low blows, man. How can you not add fouls and low blows? The best, I would wish they added that, because if you were getting outclassed, if you just throw fouls and low blows to kind of just get out of the fight, or if you're in trouble, you can, hit a guy in the Hulkamaniacs and then have the referee take a point away from you, which will give you time to recover. Let's hope EA Sports adds that. Well, they won't add it to this version, but in UFC 6, man, because that could come into play as a pretty good strategy. There's no PC version. So I know some people were messaging me saying, do you think there's going to be a PC version? No PC version, no crossplay, because they were focusing on the new graphics, the new Frostbite engine, the new animations. What about the way fights are judged? There are going to be draws, brother. Draws will be in there, brothers and sisters, that's for sure. There will be no voice chat in online. I used to love with the voice chats, man, in UFC 2. Those were the best times, man. Sometimes I would go in there and pretend I'm like Nick Diaz. Yo, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? This is Nick Diaz. You ready for a fight or what? Or I'll go in there pretending I'm Chael Sonnen. Hey, listen. You don't have any ground game at all. When I fought Anderson Silva, Ed Soares was telling him what to do. And you don't have a guy like Ed Soares to cheat and try to beat the bad guy from Westland, Oregon. Fight picks? Look at this. Now available for real-world UFC events, players can make predictions. We've had that before for the main card. We've had that in past versions of the game. Fight week contracts. Fight week contracts give players a daily fight offer where they can take an AI opponent under preset gameplay settings. Players can earn in-game currency by showing up and winning. That's cool, man, if you want to grind and gain more of the online currency. Punch card. Play to earn your way through a set of predetermined rewards, including in-game currency, player profile customizations, created fighter vanity items, and alter egos. I want to know about the online. There we go. Online career mode. Look at this. Online career mode includes skill-based matchmaking, division progression, and title chases across 4 divisions. Players can compete with a different created fighter in each division, allowing players to showcase multiple characters, customizations, and vanity items. So they were saying that there are, man, I'm probably going to get this wrong, but I know for sure that there's a 1 female online career mode division, and then I think 3 male divisions that you can pick. So I think you can get 4 on the go online career modes. Online fighter evolution. Fighting in online career matches earn evolution points, which can be used to improve your created fighter's attributes, moves, and perks. Once a player reaches the level cap for a fighter, they'll prestige, which will reset their evolution to its starting point for a new fighter, but increase the level cap, unlocking additional future moves and perks. Man, wait, I gotta read that again real quick. So, points which can be used to improve your creative fighter's attributes, moves, and once a player reaches the level cap, so the top, right, for a fighter, they'll prestige, which will reset their evolution to its starting point for a new fighter, but increase the level cap. Okay, so that's cool how, like, there's always ways to kind of continue playing and continue building. So pre-order the game. Pre-order game perks. So, man, I'll be getting the deluxe edition. I won't be getting the game for free, but that's all good, man. I will be pre-ordering the deluxe edition because if you do, you get to play the game 3 days early. It'll include access to the game 3 days prior to official release. The addition of Fedor, Ali, Tyson to immediate gameplay. There's 3 Bruce Lee alter egos, lightweight, featherweight, bantamweight. 4 alter egos for John Jones, Israel Adesanya, Alexander Volkanovski, and Valentina Shevchenko. An Origins bundle with Conor McGregor 2013 version, Leon Edwards 2015 version, and 22 vanity items. UFC 30th anniversary vanity bundle as well, and 5 online career mode experience boosts. So that's awesome, man. That is pretty amazing. Shout outs to MMA Junkie. Holy smokes. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on this new information, and I'll catch you next time. All right, guys. Ricky J. Once again, I'll leave the link to the video in the description. All right. This is Ricky J. Much love. Peace and love. Take care.